There are 5 distinct classes of ships in Sins of a Solar Empire 2, from the smallest corvettes and frigates up to the much larger cruisers and mighty capital ships. Today, I'm going to attempt to beat an unfair AI in a 1v1 power struggle using only capital ships. This is a capital ship only challenge. The game is definitely not balanced if you don't use any of these smaller vessel types like cruisers and frigates. There's a lot of utility we're going to be missing out on, but I am going to give it my best shot and see if this is even possible. Before we go any further, I do need to say a massive thank you to Stardock for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to purchase Sins of a Solar Empire 2 or the new DLC Paths to Power, you can do so by using the link down in the description below and also supporting this channel. We're going to play on one of the custom maps in Sins of a Solar Empire 2 called Power Struggle. It's a one-on-one. We will be facing off against an unfair AI. This unfair AI is going to be the Trader Emergency Coalition Primacy. They hate aliens, they hate changed humans like us, the Advent, and they are going to be gunning for our worlds, our people, our blood. Unlike us, they're going to be able to use every single ship on their roster, which will be terrifying. Resources are low, there's only 18 different planets to jump between, there are minor factions, and of course, the planets are going to be orbiting. We will win this if we can manage to annihilate their home world before they can annihilate ours. Home planet victory is the condition for today's challenge. Hopefully I'm going to be able to survive long enough to get up my mighty Eradicate Titan, which when paired with all of my capital ships, because of course I can only use capital ships in this challenge, is going to provide a lot of fleet-wide bonuses. The Advent start with a single desert world. Here is our beautiful capital, the planet of Tyrol, no relation to the Austrian region I assume. And we also get, just like the tech, a greater factory for building our capital ships and a lesser factory. I'm going to start off by scuttling this lesser factory as it will never be needed in this game. So normally I'd be looking to build some of these cruisers, not straight away, we have to do some research of course, but later on. In this game, that won't happen. No frigates either, no disciples, no missionaries, no purge vessels, no tempests. However, we can build any of these capital ships. In order to expand, I will need to colonize, and I can't build the missionary vessel to colonize, so I'm going to start with the progenitor mothership. If you'll pardon the pun, this will be the beginning of our great fleet. The Advent have something of an interesting technology tree. Looking at the Harmony research here, which is equivalent of the tech civic research, we can start with Homeworld Prophecy, giving us a massive boost not just to civilian slots and planetary health of the capital, but also our basic resource needs, credits, metal, and crystal. You can't run an empire without money. I almost missed them. We do have a couple of scouts that I'm going to have to destroy straight away. Any scouting will have to be done by this capital ship here, which I'm giving the colonizability to. Let's go and find out if there's anything at these unexplored worlds. And there we go, we're now down to just capital ships only 30 seconds into the game. I'm feeling like this is going to be a big mistake. In order to build more capital ships, we are going to need to get access to exotic resources. To do that, we'll either need to build a forge, or we can do some surveying on the capital, which does have a guaranteed chance of spawning some exotics. We've arrived at the first system, and yep, there's definitely a rock here we can take. Let's kill off the siege frigate so we can colonize it with impunity. There is the enemy. We found them already just 3 minutes in. They're sending a scout ship directly to our capital. We found the enemy. We're definitely not ready for this fight. We've got one capital ship. They have one capital ship, but they also have lots of regular ships. I think we're just going to run away. Yep, we're running away. Just as soon as I get a few more crystals, I need 900, I can bring a Revelation battlecruiser to bear on the enemy. We, through surveying, have got some extra exotics, so that is now my next priority. Here we go, there is our second ship, the Revelation battlecruiser. In terms of abilities, this one's mainly a support vessel, to be honest. I think I'll go with guidance. That will improve the other ship we have at the moment. I do now need more supply. We have only a maximum supply as 100 in order to build more ships. But I can deal with that quite quickly through some subliminal manipulation. We're back. We've got more ships, but the enemy is nowhere to be found. Right, let's go that way. Aha! We have found the enemy, and they have already taken this moon, so we're going to take it from them. Excellent. And then we're only one jump away from their capital. Maybe we can catch them with their pants down. At our asteroid, I have built a laser defense platform, and I'm also working on a beam defense platform, so if they jump in here, we should be somewhat defended. I need a new ship. For that purpose, I'm doing more surveying. We are going to be a long way off getting access to the exotic refinery. It's a tier 3 technology, and that is the only way to synthetically make exotics rather than finding them or stealing them. We are about to destroy the enemy here, though, which I'm very, very excited about. I kind of want another colony ship, so I'm going to make another progenitor here at home, and then use that to go west. That's, I think, a good idea. I'm also going to build a Temple of Unity, so I get access to some of my Unity powers. That's the great bonus the Advent have. They get access to powers like Clairvoyance, Cleansing, Recall, Sanctifying, and Resurrection. The enemy have come to attack us from the homeworld. They have a Donov battle cruiser, and let's just count this. I believe, yes, that's 6 corvettes. We've got our 2 capital ships and also some defensive platforms. We should move back a bit just so that our platforms can also engage. And speaking of that, let's build some more platforms as well. Getting our culture down is also quite important for this faction, so I'm going to throw a Temple of Communion here, which I believe is just one jump from the enemy capital. The enemy ship has fled. We have otherwise knocked out their weapons and defenses. This is a solid victory for our people. Now that I have 1 point of unity, I've spent it on Clairvoyance. Every 30 seconds, at a cost of 70 focus, I can get vision on a target planet, which means I don't need those scouts to scout. I can just scout using my psychic powers. Oh, damn it, they've got that asteroid already. Ooh, and lots of ships. That could be bad. You know, I think I'd like to have that asteroid, so we're going to fly over there now. The enemy have come back with a lot more ships now. I think I'll need my capital ships to go back over there, actually. Yes, these 2 capital ships will need to come back and defend the Unity. We now have 2 fleets. Both fleets have a progenitor in them. You can't start a fleet without a progenitor, of course. Our second fleet, though, has this really cool carrier that, honestly, I love the design of. I love the way it works, and yeah, it's just beautiful. I've used my space psychic powers to work out that the enemy actually haven't breached into the juicy worlds to the south there. They've only gone around the north, so if we can lock them in, which so far we are managing to do here with our capital ships, we should be in with a good chance of striking a killing blow. I'm going a little bit out of universe here, and I'm trying to channel the Montu. You might be able to notice that I usually play as the Trader Emergency Coalition, maybe the defensive one. Why is that? Well, I'm fortifying every planet as the Advent, and I've suddenly realized what I'm doing, and I feel guilty, and I'm sorry to all of you Advent players out there that don't fortify all your planets, but really, it's just nicer to make it a fortress. Oh, let's pull you back so that all of the defenses here can engage with the enemy. And I have the recall ability now on standby, so I can teleport any units back to my homeworld if I need to. We'll try and quickly take out these neutrals, grab the barren planet, then combine our forces together. Oh my lord, they're at 200 supply now. Yeah, I think we're going to need to defend here quite ferociously. And I would like to grab another ship. Let's grab one of these Rapture battle cruisers. I don't think we've got one of those yet. Then that only leaves the Radiance battleship. I have had an issue getting Tauronite though, so maybe that will come a little later. Alright, one of our capital ships is being very damaged. The Revelation battle cruiser. Uh-oh, maybe we need to pull it back. Though maybe we can damage them enough. No, it's the Gorse, these gosh darnable Gorse frigates that are just smacking us really hard. Let's pull you back. And then I'm going to bring in the other fleet. They're only 2 jumps away. Hopefully they can get here on time. 250 supplies, what we're up against though. That's a lot. Okay, the other capital ship is now without shields and armor. We cannot afford to lose a single one of these. We have crippled their vessel though, so maybe they'll pull back. I'm not convinced. We are actually fighting them back though. All of these capital ships combined are kind of good enough to deal with the enemy when they're pretty much only running these carrier cruisers. However, and you might not be able to hear me over some of the noise here because there's a lot of powers flying off, these Gorse frigates are a real and present danger. They're sending wave after wave at us here at Merionis, the asteroid we stole from them right at the start of the game, but they are not breaking through our defensive lines. I've even gone so far as to build a Temple of Renewal so we can pull back our damaged capital ships and have them repaired. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. We have destroyed their capital ship. Let's go and take our reward. To really fortify this system like any good Crater Emergency Coalition player, I'm going to build a starbase, because why not? Let's put it right on the edge of the system so that it can attack anyone that jumps in. And I think I'll also throw one down here so that they don't come and sneak around and attack our homeworld. There it is, the beautiful and complete Transcentia starbase, equipped with 16 point defense lasers and 44 medium lasers. This is a monster. We're going to slap down some more armor on this thing and get some auxiliary hangars up and running. Extra hangars means more squadrons means more birds in the air.
Research complete.
They sent a little scout in and it died instantly. This is working. Capital ships, defensive platforms, star bases. I mean, what more do you need against an unfair AI? With the addition of the Radiance battleship here, we now have one of every capital ship in our primary fleet. The Radiance, the Rapture, the Revelation, the Halcyon Carrier, and of course the ship that started it all, the Progenitor Mothership. Reports indicate that the enemy now do outnumber us. They have more supply than us, but we are boosting our supply all the time. We have access to these juicy worlds to the south, and they do not. So very soon we should have an overwhelming economic advantage here. Well, I pulled back to entice the enemy to attack, and turns out they didn't need the invitation. They've jumped in. 2 capital ships, a host of other things. We need a planetary shield on this system, and we need it now. I should also bring in the capital fleet just to help out. Let's bring them in. Here we go. The planet is getting hit. I'm going to sanctify it a little later. This will make the planet, or in this case asteroid, totally invulnerable for 30 seconds, which is great, but not only that, it will restore 1% of its health per second for 30% over those 30 seconds. It does cost a lot of focus, but yeah, I mean, we don't want to lose this asteroid. We brought our forces up now. This should be a good fight. The starbase is putting out a lot of damage here, currently focused on one of their battle cruisers, but they do have a lot of fighters. 58 fighters, 51 bombers. We brought our own fighters and bombers in now, so eventually we might outnumber them. The fighting is brutal, but we have knocked out both battle cruisers. That leaves their non-capital ships very open for our attack. And with the planetary shield now in place, this asteroid will not fall. In the depths of space around the unassuming gas giant Agamemnon, we have constructed many military research stations, temples of hostility. Together, they are working on developing a weapon so powerful that nothing will stand against us anymore. With the Eradica, we can finally eradicate the tech threat. To add insult to injury, we now have a monopolization on the metal market. Eat your heart out, trader scum. They've jumped in again. This is their largest attack ever. I'm hopeful that we can fend them off, but I'm not completely certain. And if you're enjoying this video, please capitalize on that like button. They brought in 600 supply worth of ships. There is an ongoing swarm between our fighters and their fighters. Only time will tell if we can actually win this. There goes the Temple of Renewal. Goodness me, that's a big loss. Let's see if we can rebuild that without it being destroyed. With those despicable natural humans engaging us in combat, we're going to build the Eradica Titan at our secret Titan foundry around the gas giant of Agamemnon. Then, when it's ready, we will attack from their eastern flank, starting here at this ice asteroid, moving up to the primordial planet of Akhmatova, and finally finishing off their capital of Machaon. And with that, the attack has been fended off without a single loss from any of our capital ships. We rotated a few capital ships back to be repaired closer to home, but otherwise, this is a very successful strategy. The Eradica has now arrived. We've equipped this bad boy with 8 heavy beams, 21 point defense lasers, 6 heavy plasma turrets, 15 heavy lasers, and 6 heavy missiles. I think by itself, it might be able to destroy every last trader in this region of the galaxy. In a matter of seconds, the one defensive structure protecting the Hadano asteroid has been eliminated. Now we'll move on to the asteroid itself. Hadano has been eradicated. New target acquired. Akhmatova. And then on to the capital and our final victory. There is quite a big fleet here in the capital though, about 800 supply. Thankfully, I have a massive number of capital ships, so I think we're fine. The enemy have brought that fleet up. This means the Titan finally gets to have a proper battle. Let's make them come to us. Let's bomb the planet first. The Titan is surrounded. The Titan is taking damage to shields, but the Titan is winning. Probably. I feel like the Titan's winning. Akhmatova is gone. Let's move on to the capital. Given the Titan has lost all its armor, is now losing hull, I think it might be time to deploy the main fleet. This is Capital Group Alpha coming in to attack. And there come our targets. Our targets have just arrived. Let's go, finish them off, and do this once and for all. We've got fighters chasing us, but luckily our fighters are about to join the fray. Here they go. They've even built a starbase because they think that will save them. I'm sorry to let them know it's not going to be so simple. Of course, the starbase fell to the onslaught of our capital ships. It's beautiful. They're massive, sleek, well-designed, and well-equipped. And the Eradicator is doing its job. The capital is down to half health. We've killed about 5% of the population with these plasma bombardments from orbit. Boom. Yep, we hit an important fishing vessel there. Bam! No more salmon exports. I think we've managed to build like 25 capital ships, and we're queuing more, and a Titan. I think this run has been a complete success. Not for the humans living on Machaon, of course, but for everyone else, like myself and the Advent, I think promotions are due all around. I really would not like to be living on Machaon though. 25 or 20 capital ships in orbit bombarding you, a Titan raining devastation down. I think we're now up to about 15% population loss, and it is climbing, but any moment now we're going to get a full and unconditional surrender from the trader government. There it comes. We have cleansed the unbelievers and won the war. Our fleet supply usage was so static as well, because every time we added to fleet supply, we only added 50, whereas the enemy kept adding, then they would fight us, add, fight, add, fight, add, fight, until the final fight where they were using 2,000 fleet supply in total, but it was not enough to defeat us. Don't forget, if you want to pick up Sins of a Solar Empire 2 and support this channel, you can do so by using the link down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to watch another Sins of a Solar Empire 2 video, you might want to see what happened when I took on an unwinnable challenge. I played the Kobayashi Maru in Sins of a Solar Empire 2. If you want to watch that, click the video on screen now.